Day is coming to Hudson. KSTV has an exclusive first look at their newest playground for all abilities.
Well, the loud boom over Northeast Ohio this morning was not the result of a bird or a plane. Check out the meteor that had an impact in the region.
The war on Iran continues with American reinforcements and rising gas prices. Your Tuesday evening updates as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, and thank you for spending your evening with us. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Joe Malbin, wishing you all a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, and we hope more luck is headed your way.
Of course.
Well, we have some more of a playful destination to share with you tonight, especially for those in Hudson.
Yeah, some exciting plans for an inclusive playground that is set to open this summer. Our Talia Scassa is here with more.
Thanks, guys. A new inclusive playground is in the works, bringing a space where kids of all abilities can play together. In Hudson, Ohio, a community-driven vision is taking shape at Oak Grove Park, where construction is now underway on a brand new inclusive playground.
Challenges, and I think the biggest challenge is the educating of what is an inclusive playground. There are a lot of people who, when they think of a playground for people with disabilities, they don't really envision something fun.
Announced during Disability Awareness Month, the project is designed to bring children of all abilities together in one shared space. Renderings show features like adaptive swings, sensory-friendly equipment, and fenced-in open play areas, all created to remove barriers and make sure every child can participate. This playground is expected to cost more than $2 million, funded through a combination of state support, contributions from the Summit County Developmental Disabilities Board, and local fundraising efforts.
Updating to do, and this will be our model for what we do in the future. I mean, I am convinced that as residents see what we're talking about with a inclusive playground, everyone will want some version of this in their backyard.
But what makes this project stand out is how it began. City leaders say this was a citizen-led initiative driven by families and community members who wanted a place where kids with disabilities or without could play side by side. Construction will continue throughout the spring, with crews working over the next few months to bring the design to life. The project is expected to be completed in May, with a ribbon-cutting ceremony planned for June. In Hudson, Ohio, where construction is set to finish in May and ribbon-cutting ceremony planned for June to bring the community together through fun. For KSTV, I'm Talia Scassa.
Talia, thank you. You could have been already heard it today, or for some even have felt it. Well, we have more updates on the meteor that was spotted just before 9 a.m. in Northeast Ohio and in the surrounding states. The National Weather Service confirmed the event as a meteor with satellite data and lightning mapping technology. NASA confirmed the meteor was 6 feet in diameter and traveled at 40,000 miles per hour. NASA said when it broke up and unleashed a pressure wave responsible for the loud boom heard throughout Northeast Ohio. Some small fragments were also found in Medina County.
Oh, not something you see every day. Well, Stowe police are seeking the public's help in finding a missing man. 22-year-old Carson Chestnut was released from the hospital on March 10th and has not returned home. Officers say Chestnut has schizophrenia and/or bipolar disorder. He is described to be 5'3", weighing 135 pounds, and was last seen wearing ripped black jeans. Anyone with information should call Stowe police.
The governor signed a bill into law today that bans ranked choice voting in Ohio. Under ranked choice voting, voters do not select their favorite candidate, and instead they rank candidates in order of preference. The system continuously eliminates candidates in a series of rounds until a winner is declared if no candidate earns 50% of the initial vote. Governor DeWine signed the bill into law, effectively banning that process, and that is not currently used in Ohio, but at least 2 cities in Northeast Ohio were actively exploring it.
Well, a bipartisan bill by lawmakers could be on the way to help Ohioans curb medical debt bankruptcies. House Bill 257, which was proposed by Representatives Gene Schmidt and Michelle Grimm, would cap the annual interest rate of medical debt to 3%. It would also aim to prevent medical debt from appearing on a patient's credit score and make it harder for debt collection agencies to garnish the wages of patients who fail to pay.
Jurors in the corruption trial of the First Energy executives are in deliberation. They will decide if the verdict of the two executives accused of bribery and racketeering of $60 million. Of the charges, $4.3 million was to a future top utility regulator in Ohio who helped draft the nuclear bailout legislation known as House Bill 6, amongst other favors. Both have pleaded not guilty. The trial began in January and a verdict is expected any day. Today marked the 184th St. Patrick's Day Parade celebrated in Cleveland, and parade goers were bundled up with Cleveland recording its coldest St. Patrick's Day in 42 years.
That's right, Sydney. The cold weather did not deter people from coming out, as it comprised over 10,000 participants.
Wow.
Now, for more on all of the cold weather and everything happening in the skies, I guess, we turn to KSTV weatherwoman Casey Baylog. Casey, did you see the meteor today?
I did not see or hear it, but it is eventually more proof that here in Ohio, lots of unpredictable things in our sky.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We dealt with the crazy winds and the snow, which was out of
That's right.
care. Yeah, so it will continue to be that way. So looking here in Ohio, right now we are dealing with low to mid 20s, a little bit of higher down south with the 27, and over in Pittsburgh, we got the 24 degrees. So despite the meteor that may have seemed to warm it up, it did not. Overall, very cold day for those who decided to go out for St. Patrick's Day. And trying to get a closer look now here in Ohio, a closer look in Kent, it also again was very cold. We did not get above the freezing mark in 20, and with all the winds. So in the meteor, lots of crazy weather, not very fun St. Patrick's Day. Wasn't a lot of green to see. Here in Ohio and Kent, 21 degrees, Akron 23. And if we look to today's temperature in Kent, we got to a high of 26 degrees, so we did not quite even get near to getting the high or beating the freezing temperatures. But we didn't, luckily that means we had a lot of snow and not a lot of sun. It was overall a very miserable day, in my opinion, for St. Patrick's Day. But luckily, good news for the rest of the night. We are all snowed out, less than 10% chance of snow, minimal winds, so calm night, hopefully more tomorrow. And despite it being St. Patrick's Day, like I said, not a lot of green, but stay tuned to see what the next few days will be like.
Thank you, Casey. Well, the Department of Justice is making some significant changes to their hiring process, now no longer requiring attorneys to have a year of experience before being hired. A spokesperson for the DOJ said that they were, quote, proud to offer attorneys at every level the opportunity to invest their talents into keeping their community safe, end quote. Well, strikes continue across the Middle East and the ongoing war with Iran.
All this happening as a ship is carrying American Marines and makes its way to the Middle East, and as gas prices continue to soar across the U.S.
That's right. CNN's Michael Yoshida has the story.
Defense systems firing at projectiles near the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq. Diplomatic headquarters, an oil field, hotel, and other facilities all reportedly targeted by Iran. The early morning attacks happening as Israel announced it had killed Ali Larijani, Iran's top security official. Also reportedly killed a leader of Iran's paramilitary, which was part of violent crackdowns on protesters in January.
This is a big deal, taking these two out. If killing Khamenei was kind of a 10, I'd say this is an 8.5.
Flight and shipping disruptions continuing across the Middle East. Several airlines extending flight cancellations, and NATO allies deciding not to send ships to help secure the region's waterways.
I think NATO's making a very foolish mistake, and I've long said that, I wonder whether or not NATO would ever be there for us. So this was a great test, because we don't need them, but they should have been there.
Impacts to the Strait of Hormuz continuing to cause surging gas prices, up to an average of $3.79 a gallon, according to AAA. And it could get worse.
You've got a combination of higher demand, summer blend gasoline, and rising crude oil prices. So that means spring and summer are going to be your highest times for gas prices.
Tuesday, a top Trump-appointed U.S. intelligence official resigned. Joe Kent, a staunch Trump supporter, writing in part, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby." The White House called that claim absurd. In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in London meeting with the UK's King Charles today. He also addressed British Parliament with mounting concern in Kiev that the conflict in the Middle East is diverting attention and weapons away from Ukraine to defend itself against Russia. A joint deal on selling drone technology abroad is a temporary solution for both Britain and Ukraine.
Well, Afghanistan officials say a Pakistani airstrike on a hospital has killed roughly 400 people and has left at least 250 people injured. Pakistan has denied hitting any civilian sites, saying they only target military infrastructure. The strike marks a sharp escalation in fighting between the two countries.
Cuba's electrical grid suffered a total collapse yesterday and millions of people were left without power. Reports nationwide over the past few years have been attributed to U.S.'s economic sanctions, according to Cuba. The country heavily relies on oil for electricity generation, and this collapse happened after the United States effectively shut off the flow of oil to the island. Critics say a lack of investment in the island's ailing generation system is to blame. President Trump commented last week that the U.S. may or may not be a part of a, quote, friendly takeover of the country.
Well, it's National Poison Prevention Week. Hear about the dangers in your home that could be harmful for children in today's Health Minute.
The collaboration between Kent State and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is a long-standing one.
Dr. Aaron's experimental lab is really state-of-the-art. It's known internationally.
We can recreate any artifacts from the last 3 million years, and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History has pretty much any tool that ancient people used. So we send our students up here to study those examples so they can figure out how to recreate them. And the collaboration led to incredible discoveries right here in Ohio. And it's a dream come true.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Welcome back. Well, Sydney, it's National Poison Prevention Week.
That's right, Joe. It's time to bring awareness you may have in your own home that could be harmful to children.
CNN's Mandy Gaither has today's Health Minute.
It can happen quickly. Accidental poisoning sent an estimated 67,000 U.S. children to the emergency room in 2023. It was also the cause of 90 child deaths.
They are naturally exploring and curious, which is a wonderful, amazing, and normal and appropriate thing for these children. But that means they might be curious and explore things that could be dangerous to them.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says parents may not realize some potentially dangerous items are in their home. That includes some cosmetics and personal care products like eye drops are an exposure risk. Household cleaners, including laundry detergent, brightly colored pods can be attractive to young hands. Plants can be a problem. Many common indoor and outdoor ones can be toxic if ingested. Foreign bodies like button batteries found in things like toys can also lead to a medical emergency, and medications, both prescription and over-the-counter, including edibles.
They can be formulated in candies or cookies or chips or other snacks or gummies that children might want to consume.
To prevent poisoning, Agarwal says to make sure you store dangerous items up, away, and out of sight, ideally in a place that can be locked. All cleaners and other household fluids should be kept in a place that's child-proofed.
If you have medicines you're no longer using, get them out of your house. Dispose of them properly so your child can't find that leftover and take it by accident.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A threat to adolescent bone health by so-called forever chemicals is the latest research from the Journal of the Endocrine Society. These chemicals, known as PFAs, are found in everything from non-stick cookware to food packing, and they don't break down in the environment. Researchers tracked more than 200 children from birth and measured chemical levels over time before testing bone density at age 12. They found kids with higher levels of the chemicals tended to have lower bone strength in their early teens.
According to a new poll, trust in government recommendations for childhood vaccines is on the decline in the U.S. This comes after the childhood vaccine schedule was overhauled by the Trump administration. The survey shows that only 6 in 10 Americans still trust the guidelines, a sharp decline since June. This comes after a federal judge blocked some changes to U.S. vaccine policies yesterday.
New studies show marijuana does not relieve common mental health problems like anxiety or depression. Researchers in Australia analyzed dozens of controlled trials published between 1980 and last year. They found pot does not reduce symptoms. However, experts say the use of medical and recreational marijuana for mental health is growing. About 1 in 4 people in the U.S. and Canada use marijuana for medical purposes.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, and I will say we will continue to see a mix of conditions, more roller coaster of temperatures, but the next few days, nothing severe, no more crazy winds, hopefully no more meteors. And tomorrow we're looking at a high of 36, so we are just above the freezing mark, and that will be, then we will not go much lower than that either because we only have some moderate winds with about 11 miles per hour. But the difference from today is there will be no snow, but same amount of clouds, about an 80% cloud coverage, so no sun, so that will make sure that we will not be having any warmer days tomorrow. But if we look ahead to the rest of the week or the rest of our extended forecast, like tomorrow and Wednesday, colder, not a lot of no more snow though, and after that we are getting more rain and we will see a more increase in temperatures. So we just have to get past this little rough chance with the snow and the wind and the cold temperatures. But hopefully for your weekend, which Saturday is my birthday, will be warm and I can go out and enjoy it hopefully. So, and then we might get down back into the freezing temperatures on Monday to start the next week with the 40s. High is the high, so it's not great, but it is pretty more enjoyable for March, and hopefully everyone got to go out for the parades, and will enjoy the rest of their week and the weekend. So with all this unpredictable weather, make sure if you plan to go out to have a coat, umbrella, and some shorts. Keep everything on hand. For KSTV, I'm Casey Baylog.
The New Jersey Devils won a thriller at home versus the visiting Boston Bruins. How they won and their overtime heroes next on your Kent Stater Sports Report.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agreed, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to CISA.gov/secure our world.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Good evening and happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you wore green for good luck because a team here at Kent State has been given some on the court, starting with the men's golf team. So we're going to take you now over to the green as the Golden Flashes continue to make positive strides at the Michael A. Marino Classic for the Kent State Herb Page men's team. Day 2 occurred yesterday, and sophomore Darcy Hogg continues to prove his strong play, playing the front 9 1-under, hitting a birdie on holes 1 and 7 yesterday. Sophomore Isaiah Ibbett also played the front under par on hole 1, then parring on the other 8. Flashes teed off at 11 this morning with more results to come. Now taking you to another college team and heading to the hardwood. The Flashes aren't done yet, ladies and gentlemen. After clinching a spot in the NIT, the Kent men's basketball team has a tall task in the postseason on the road against Illinois State tomorrow at 8 p.m. This will be the 11th season the program has received a bid to play in the NIT, but certainly for good reason after a strong 2025-2026 campaign under head coach Rob Senderoff. Toughness and grit will be required to take this one, so get your popcorn ready for a heavily contested battle. But we'll take you now to some more college basketball. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. March Madness is just about to be here, and it's about time to make those brackets to go all the way. But with that being said, First Four takes place today with a few matchups to take note of. I'm looking out for Texas and NC State today, along with MAC foe Miami taking on SMU as a visitor tomorrow. Texas and NC State tips off soon at 6:40 p.m. and the other tomorrow. The first round of the NCAA tournament starts Thursday, and there is no better time to be a basketball fan than right now. But pause it on the basketball here. We're going to take you to the NHL where we see the New Jersey, the Devils, welcoming in the Boston Bruins here. Jack Hughes, a young star for the Devils, 17 goals on the year there. We head to the first period. David Pasternak going to score it in here for the Bruins. It'll be 1-0 Boston. As we get a little deeper in the first, this will be Victor Arvidsson pass to Pavel Zacha for the score there. 2-0 Bruins. They are controlling this one in New Jersey, but Jack Hughes, Connor Brown, they're going to tag team here, and they are going to score as we get past a few defenders there. Now it is 2-1 Devils finally on the board after that Brown score. 12 minutes to go, same amount of shots. Jesper Bratt just going to do it himself with the goal there, getting to pass a few people there, and it is all tied up at 2 as we transition into the third period. Ziplikov moving in, and Paul Cotter taking the score in there. 3 straight goals for the Devils. They have come all the way back in front of their home crowd. 15:30 left. Pasternak can do it by himself. Has another. He had a 2-star game for a reason. 2 goals. 3-3. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen, with 10 seconds to go. What do we have for the Devils? Hughes steals Cotter. He's got the goal. A 1-star performance from him. Vanessa's the goalie. The final here going to be 4-2-3 Devils. Well, while New Jersey may not secure a wild card spot, the Bruins could be in jeopardy of losing their pot of gold on the wild card rainbow. But that's all the sports I have for you today. For more, check out the Kent Stater on all socials and look out for a brand new episode 5 of the Playbook Podcast and Sports Corner last night. For KSTV, I'm Evan Schofield.
Thanks, Evan. Well, it's St. Patrick's Day. How millions of people across the United States
Welcome to the 40th Graduate Research Symposium. This 2-day event brings graduate students from all disciplines together to present their work, exchange ideas, and engage with faculty and peers. Join us each day at 8 a.m. for research and collaboration with award opportunities and keynote speaker Professor Michael Beam. Register for Graduate Research Symposium March 19th and 20th at the Kent State Student Center.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Great job, you're almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
In the time it takes to play a new album, you can get answers to deep questions like, were all those clubs in your 20s really such a bad thing? Hey, no judgment, but it's possible concerts weren't music to your ears.
1 in 4 people over 20 now have signs of noise-induced hearing loss. So let's see a hearing professional and get those ears checked.
Answers are good. Your moves? Not bad.
Well, Cindy, it's a good thing you and I are wearing green. Today, as many people know, is St. Patrick's Day. The holiday commemorates the feast day of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, best known for bringing Christianity to the country in the 5th century. Now, millions of people from cities across the U.S. will celebrate with everything from green rivers to green beer. Isn't that something?
It really is. I think we need to keep the festivities going today.
I think so.
But unfortunately, that's going to wrap up our time. But we hope you continue the celebrations. Be sure to be up to date with the Kent Stater on our socials and to vote for Best of Kent on our socials.
And that's right. And stay tuned tonight for the blurb at 8.
Can't wait. I'm Sydney Brown. Have a good night and
have a great St. Patrick's Day, Portage County.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love. Love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move.